Ben Cartwright is seriously wounded as he and Hoss seek help in fighting the vengeful Morgan brothers, only to be confronted with cowardice later at 7:30 p.m. on Bonanza. But first, sit back and relax with the Thamesmen.
Hello!
George, how are you?
I'm very well, sir. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. My name is Alex, and I am in Marin.
That's very specific. My name is George. I am in Palms, Mar Vista.
Is that where you are?
I'm in Palms, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
See, very, very California, Southern California. I live in an area called Palms because they have palm trees.
Obviously, we're two British guys living in the USA, but you reached the Thamesmen. That's obviously where the British bit comes from. And look up where the Thamesmen is. Hint, Spinal Tap. And we are the award-winning reaction channel of the highest quality, light reaction, light entertainment, kind of wibble waffle.
Yeah, exactly. I think the fact is that no one else will give us an award and we give it to ourselves is a mighty valid approach, really. You know,
I'm just stunned that you managed to win the leading lady.
Also your work in the hairdressing department was magnificent, so congratulations on that.
As long as you're not, gripper boy.
Grip.
I don't want to be tight grip.
What is grip? But anyway,
we're welcome everyone. You're in the middle of Cohen week. Cohen is a bit of a love of mine, but this has been created by Brian Roy, one of our subscribers. So what we do is every kind of other week we do a curated week where we go into a musician or a band a bit further, and it's normally put together by one of our subscribers. So thank you very much, Brian. Absolutely loving this one. This one came through. Cohen picked it up immediately. George knows the zip about Cohen. Absolutely zip, and that's why he's emotionally stunted. And obviously, I have got a deeper soul and cry and hug myself with my teddy bear every night, and that's why I like Cohen.
Mm-hmm, exactly. But now I'm 2 days in. I'm like, I'm getting there. So
we started off with Cohen on the island of Hydra and his love for Marianne. But now this track is Suzanne. We're moving on to another woman. He's a bit for a philanderer. Once he got going, there was no stopping him,
Oh, really? Well, I mean, if he could write poetry and sing songs, he was like probably unstoppable. It was just like a secret weapon in the dating game, I'd think, wouldn't it?
If I could write poetry like that and songs like that, I would just be a shagmaster. I would only ever write one song and I'd reuse it.
Just drop in different names every time, would you?
Absolutely.
Hope you don't have any success against in the charts. Like, God damn it, I have to write another one now.
I would just be vulnerable and talk about having to want children, and hopefully that works,
And staring out the window, and put it better than that, obviously.
Maybe that's why he's Cohen and renowned as a poet, and we're just not.
Definitely not.
So this song is Suzanne. I'll read the notes.
You got some notes? Perfect.
This song is about Suzanne Verdel, a woman Cohen had a memorable affair with. She was a former wife of a Quebec artist. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it, Armand Valincourt. In Cohen's 1975 Greatest Hits album, he explained, I wrote this in 1966. Suzanne had a room on a waterfront sheet in the port of Montreal. Everything happened just as it was put down, because I love it. In the song, he goes on about, and if that's true, everything she did in the song was what happened. That's brilliant. She was a wife of a man I knew, dirty little man. Mm-hmm. Her hospitality was immaculate. Probably. Mm-hmm. Some months later, I sang it to Judy Collins. There you go. Yeah, you love Judy Collins, you and your mum. I sang it to Judy Collins on the telephone. The publishing rights piffled in the New York City, but probably appropriate, as I don't own this song. Just the other day, I heard people singing it on a ship in the Caspian Sea. Imagine writing a song.
So when you said the publishing rights pilfered, was someone stole it? Did someone take the publishing?
Probably because he sang it to Judy Collins or something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But also, I mean, also what I'm thinking is, I mean, apart from that, He said just the other day, he doesn't own it, which is appropriate because now it's out in the public and that other people are singing it.
Okay.
He's hearing it elsewhere. And I suppose that once you release a song, I suppose you work in your room alone. No one's heard it. But once you've released it, if it's out there, it's probably then done. It has its own life.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. That's true. I suppose songs, once you've recorded them, tracked them, mixed them, whatever and actually, I went to a lecture about with a famous recording artist, producer, mixer, and he actually said that very same thing. He said, like, you spend forever crafting this thing in a studio and putting all this stuff together, but once you set it out, it then has, it's free to be its own thing, but it's also then other people's interpretation of it, not your own interpretation of it.
That's also the second point I was going to make, because Cohen is very ambiguous. And he drops a lot of references in all the time. Now, sometimes he clears them up, sometimes he doesn't. So I think that you're right. So rather than Cohen's never going to correct it. People say, no, it's about this. He's just left it. I'm sure other artists say, no, it's about that. But if you do that, then you don't correct people, then it does gain its own interpretation, its own life. In someone else's life, it means something different to that person. It might help them, might hinder them, but it's got a different meaning from when you wrote it.
And probably that means the song will last for a very long time. So, which is great.
All right, well, let's listen to Suzanne, the naughty little woman he was shagging on the side.
You just ruined a beautiful moment with your locker room talk, sir.
I did.
She was a lady of immaculate hospitality.
I'm sure she was. I'd like some hospitality and make it immaculate.
Is that what you call it now? Anyway, so
all right,
count me in.
As she said.
No, she didn't.
She didn't say that.
She had immaculate something or other.
She had immaculate hospitality, so the door was always open. All right,
counting him in.
3, 2, 1, boom.
Suzanne takes you down to her place near the river. You can hear the boats go by. You can spend the night beside her, and you know that she's half crazy, but that's why you wanna be there. And she feeds you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. And just when you mean to tell her that you have no love to give her, then she gets you on her wavelength, and she lets the river answer that you've always been her lover.
Oh God, wow.
And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know that she will trust you, for you've touched her perfect body with your mind. And Jesus was a sailor when he walked upon the water, and he spent a long time watching from his lonely wooden tower. And when he knew for certain only drowning men could see him, he said, all men will be sailors then until the sea shall free them. But he himself was broken long before the sky would open. Forsaken, almost human, he sank beneath your wisdom like a stone. And you want to travel with him, and you want to travel blind, and you think maybe you'll trust him, for he's touched your perfect body with his mind. Now Suzanne takes your hand and she leads you to the river. She is wearing rags and feathers from Salvation Army counters, and the sun pours down like honey on Our Lady of the harbor, and she shows you where to look among the garbage and the flowers. There are heroes in the seaweed, there are children in the morning. They are leaning out for love, and they will lean that way forever, while Suzanne holds the mirror. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know you can trust her, for she's touched your perfect body with her mind.
Oh, I think that's my favorite one so far. I think that is a magnificent bit of songwriting.
Oh my God.
That's just beautiful.
How?
I had this overwhelming feeling, like because he was talking about water and being down by the water and Jesus walking on the water and down by the harbor or whatever it happens to be. The rhythm of the song felt like waves lapping up against the shore, where it would sort of kind of crest up, and not big waves, but just gentle lapping and then dropping back, and then lapping and then dropping back. It had that kind of that feeling to it, and just you listen to how he was just, his voice was just. I mean, I love all things relating to water, but it was just like, it was like you could imagine sitting by a waterside and just gently water moving up and down, just as his lyrics went up and down. Sorry, I'm waxing a bit lyrical, but
it was great. He just conjured up such a great picture of this woman who was a bit slightly mad and fed oranges and tea down by the water, and and how he touched her perfect body with his mind. So obviously, he knew he charmed her, and it's just, how do you write a song like that? And he, with the songwriting, he's smart enough to get a really good hook in there, and he uses, his voice is so mellow that the backing singers just sit perfectly on his tone as well. It's exceptionally well written, unbelievably well written. I mean, out this world, but really well recorded as well.
I was going to say the production was lovely, just perfect, just because it just like you said, the backing singers just add that extra, just I don't know, texture or something to it. I think you could have done the song without the backing singers, but I think they were just the icing on the cake.
I think that he's one of these chaps, the more you listen to him and you listen to his lyrics and you find out what he's singing about, he probably won't be one of these people that you could never get mad at him, because he's so poetic. Right. And if you do get mad at him, you've got to be careful, he might write a song about you. Or that might be quite good.
Yeah, right, exactly. If you get the royalties for it, So
God, I loved that. I absolutely loved that. I mean, I've loved all of them. I love from the Marianne and that love letter, and then how he's getting caught up with modern society because a bird on a wire, to now his affair.
Yeah, I don't know, just the sort of. For me, that was the one which painted the most vivid pictures in some regards, sort of thing. It was like those were great, but I really like that one. So.
All right, well, we've got 2 more days. I'm loving Cohen week. I tell you, I'm going to go and get a muse, sit in the garden and go and look at an orange.
who, if you had a muse, who would it be?
Oh, you can't ask me that. I'm a married man. It's my wife, of course.
But a muse is an unrequited love, isn't it?
It's someone who totally inspires you. It's my wife. It's my Greek wife. And your muse?
No, you can't ask me that question. I don't have one.
You asked me that.
Beer. Yes.
Beer, yeah, that's why we're not poets. Beer is our muse. Yeah, there's so much that rhymes with it, like fear. Like fear that you'll have no beer.
Yeah. We're natural poets.
Absolutely. Now just do it in a rhythm of a wave.
Don't you think, was that just me being weird?
Yes, no, I totally agree. Yeah. But I think he uses his voice like an instrument. He knows how subtle and low he is.
Yeah.
And he leans deep into his voice. And then I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was a great spot.
Oh, excellent. Well, I can't. So Day 4, bring it on.
See you on the flip side.
See you on the flip side.